Hi everyone, well it's that time when I can't get out of it. The weather is calm, there's not a drop of rain, there's not a breath of wind, so it's time to do some conceptual self-portraits and be my own model. And today that means I'm going to simulate a little bit of road rage, which is always fun, and we're going to also use some props in and around the car. So brace yourselves for some bizarre stuff. I'm in a disused car park, and number one aim is of course to get some good shots and some good video, and the second aim of today will be not to be arrested for suspicious behavior in a public place. Let's go. Okay, so the first photos and videos we're going to take is close up to the driver's side door. I'm going to act like I'm an angry car driver who's gesticulating and maybe shouting towards someone who's got in my way on the road, and now I'm in a fit of road rage. I'm just going to sit in the driver's side seat, and this is going to be challenging, but we'll give it a go and see how things turn out. Okay, so that was a pretty interesting experience. I acted like a deranged moron. There's a few other people in this car park and they probably think I am a deranged moron. So I changed the angle. First I went a little bit wider and higher, and then I changed it because I noticed my face was a bit underexposed. And while I'm here, I'll just take you through my camera setup that I was doing for the video. So I had it on f5. Sorry, I've got it on 24 frames a second. So I've got a 1/50th of a second shutter speed, and it's on f8 and ISO 400 to get that video shot. And of course I'm using my 17-50 lens at 21mm. Put it into camera mode, photo mode rather than video mode. So it's at f4 now, which is a little too wide for my liking, since I'm not sure how the depth of field is going to be. I think I'll try ISO automatic just to see what ISO that gives me, and that's 100. It looks a little dark, so I'll go back up to 200 and try that. And I just accidentally took a photo by touching the screen. And my drive, I want to put it on 10 seconds, so there'll be a 10-second delay from when I press the shutter button. Okay, so what have we got? We've got f8, a little bit, half a quarter of a stop overexposed, 1/100th of a second shutter speed. So it's time to shoot some stills. Okay, so I got a number of stills there, ranging from pointing fingers to gesticulating wildly, and some gestures of "oh no, now what?" Like, it's not only road rage, but it can also mean you're stuck in traffic, or you're just a stressed driver. So I'm going to do a few more. If I think of some more angry things I can come up with, I'll shoot a few more of those. And then after that I'm going to take the camera inside the car and use some props to shoot some situations where you're inside the car and things happen. So this is the prop we're going to use next, and they use these things in the Netherlands to break car windows because there's so much water around. There's a lot of canals and cars sometimes drive into those canals, and when they're submerged it's hard for people to exit the door because of the water pressure, so people can break the glass using these things. So I'm going to try and get some stills of simulated breaking glass. There's also a seatbelt cutter here, so I'm going to simulate cutting a seatbelt. So let's see how that goes. I managed to get a few photos. It was pretty awkward, so we'll see how they turn out in the edit. I'm going to try a few other things such as mobile phones, and I'll think of some other ideas, so let's go with that one. So I think we will call it quits here in the car park. It's starting to fill up with people who are making me very self-conscious, and we might take some of these shots into Lightroom and do an edit and then try and upload them to Shutterstock. So what I'm doing is I'm just videoing the screen of my computer because the hard drive is full. So when I record the screen using QuickTime, it's really slow. So I thought this would be a more effective way of doing it. So basically I'll just run through what I have done with this video clip that I'm going to upload to Shutterstock. And so I've imported the video clip off my hard drive into the timeline of Premiere Pro, and you see here these little blue lines. Basically I've just put a marker in for this first one here and a marker out, and that allows me to export anything that is within these two mark points. And I put my cursor in the middle, so we'll just go through the clip. It's a little over 5 seconds long, and I think the minimum size clip for uploading is 5 seconds, so we're outside that parameter, or inside the parameter I should say. And this is the clip. Very embarrassing. Don't know how I can bring myself to do it, but I somehow have. And now it's time to export. So I go into export and then media, and the format or the codec I've chosen is H.264, and that will produce an MP4 file. I will save the video here on my hard drive. I've already done it, so I'll just name it like Road Rage or something and then save. Since I've already done that, I don't have to do it again. The file size is 1920 by 1080 HD. I'm not doing an 4K as I recorded the video in 1080 HD, and I will render at maximum depth, and VBR will be 2 passes for maximum quality, and here we have used maximum render quality, and then I just hit export. Okay, so I've done that. Now we'll go up to FileZilla Okay, so we've gone into FileZilla and I've logged onto the Shutterstock FTP site, ftp.shutterstock.com. I've put in my username, which I'm covering, and my password, and hit Quick Connect. Okay, so I'll just run you through what I've done here. Okay, so on this panel you have my hard drive of my computer, and this is the remote site. So we click Road Rage driver and drag it over to here, and that will upload it to Shutterstock. Okay, so we'll go to Shutterstock now, where the file has uploaded, and I will fill in my description, which is an angry driver with road rage, although incredibly handsome. The category I've chosen is people, and second category is transportation. Now, the keywords, I've pre-written my keywords in a document and pasted them in here. I think there are about 38 of them, and with Shutterstock they also give suggestions for keywords, so I've chosen a few of these suggested ones as well. I've got the release form to download here. I still have to sign it and get it co-signed by another witness, which I will do, and then I will upload that or download it, and then I will submit the file. And that is it. So now we will go into Lightroom, and I'll choose a photo that I've selected before. Okay, we'll go into this one. What a nutter. Okay, so first thing you probably notice is this is in JPEG. Just adjust my camera a bit. Okay. Yeah, the first thing you'll notice is this is JPEG. I screwed up. I somehow didn't have my camera on RAW. I normally shoot RAW all the time. So what you see here is pretty much a compressed file of a JPEG standard. So any changes we make to it now will degrade the file, as opposed to a RAW, which you can work and it doesn't take too much away from the file. However, I've found with JPEGs you can do a lot more than you think, and the file size is still acceptable for the stock agencies. So I think this is a little bit out of balance with the composition, as opposed to, in regards to the top and the bottom. So I'm just reducing the bottom a bit just to make it a bit more symmetrical, and we'll just check the sharpness. It's not that sharp. Embarrassing. I think, yeah, I think the focus is on the jumper, so it's a bit 50-50 if they would pass this, because they might have a problem with the focus. So we'll go to this one, check for sharpness at 100%. Yep, that watery, wrinkly eye is bloodshot, perfect for road rage. Okay, so that's sharp. Now I've just noticed that the exposure is pretty good on the face, so I've left the exposure pretty much as it is. If I look at the histogram, it's pretty even across the board. I've reduced the highlights a little bit, and I'll just go down to vibrance. I've bumped up the vibrance to bring out the colour in my skin a bit more so I don't look so pasty. Vanity thing probably. And also the colour in my sweater. Okay, so we'll keep going down. I won't change the colours too much. I added a little bit of sharpening and also a little bit of noise reduction, just to the level of 15, not too much. And here I enabled profile corrections for my lens and removed chromatic aberration, which I do with every photo. And that's it. Now I go to File and hit Export, which I've already done with this file, and I go to Shutterstock, leave page, go back to the home page, and here we have not submitted yet one. Here we go. So it's photo, it's commercial, because I've got the model release, and we've got keywords up here, description. Okay, so we will put in a description. Angry good looking driver, no. Angry driver with road rage. Pretty simple. I'm going to do people as my category 1, and category 2, because I'm in a car, I'll select transportation. Here we have keywords, so I've got some keywords prepared in a document, and I'll whack them in here and hit return. And it's 38, so I've still got a few more we can put in, so I'll go with these ones. Driver, auto, I won't go with young because I'm not that young. Caucasian, I am Caucasian. People, transportation, happy, no. Travel, no. Businessman, no. Should have dressed up in a suit maybe. And that's it. Okay, we've got a download release form here which I still have to fill in. So once I've filled that in, I will download it and then I will submit the file. So that is just the run through for the video that I took via Premiere Pro, and the photo that I took and uploaded with Lightroom to Shutterstock. Okay, so it's a good idea before you go into an organized shoot to have a look at the stock agencies for the type of concept or image or footage you want to shoot. And I went into Shutterstock and I noticed for road rage alone on the photos they have 33 pages already. So it's a good idea to check out if there is a niche or gap in the stock agency market for the idea that you have before you go and shoot it. But if you think it's fun like I did, you can just go and shoot it anyway, it doesn't really matter. As long as you don't expect to make money out of it. If there is 33 pages, then I know there's a lot of competition for these images that I'm uploading. So everything will ride on my key words. So I have to make sure that my keywords are as good and as accurate as possible. Okay, so that's it for me today. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please subscribe and ring the bell notification. I've got lots of videos like this on my channel, and there's a lot more coming up. So until next time, I will catch you in the next video. See ya!